Hi again, everyone, and welcome to another episode of RV Business Capital Talk, sponsored by Eric Sell. I'm Rick Kessler. With me, Sherman Goldenberg, and we're from RV Business. And joining the two of us today is Jeff Rodino from Patrick Industries. Jeff, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Well, we're talking to you on the heels of quite a few announcements coming from Patrick. Most recently, of course, being your Q4 and full year performance result. And boy, just to summarize it, it reflected the current market conditions. I guess that's probably the best way to put it.
Yeah, for sure. I think it was a pretty tough year for all of us and a lot of the markets that we serve. But I got to tell you, we were extremely proud of how our teams reacted to the changes in the markets that we serve. We're coming up on probably around 24 months since the RV industry really turned in the opposite direction of that upward cycle, and our team has just done a tremendous job, consolidating, putting things in perspective. They've really worked hard at the plants on getting our operations in good shape, and really they're making a lot of sacrifices to kind of keep our head above water while things are really going in the opposite direction. Within the marine industry, they're in the same situation now. About mid last year, marine started to go down, and you really get that downward cycle. And in that process, our teams have really, kind of looked internally to figure out what we need to do to bring that operational excellence to bear and keep working hard. And even though the results year over year are certainly down because our industries are down as much as they have been, our team has really performed at a very high level, and we're really appreciative and happy to see what we've been able to do.
Jeff, that seems to be the tenor of the comments that I've been reviewing here, that far from a worst case scenario, Patrick, moving forward.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've put ourselves in a good position to be able to, I guess, work across the bottom like we are right now, with the ability to flex up when we need to. Again, our teams have consolidated where we need to consolidate. They've really worked hard on innovation, automation, and AI in the plants, which have given us, additional flexibility. So from that perspective, we're pretty excited about, where we're at today, knowing that, we really don't see anywhere but upward potential in all the markets we serve moving forward. So pretty excited about that. And again, really grateful for the team and what we've been able to accomplish to this point.
Jeff, there's so many different questions we want to ask you, so I'm trying not to get ahead of ourselves here. But one of the things that struck me in your Q4 your report there was that the RV market is still roughly 45, even 50% of your core business, but you are expanding into some other markets, notably the Sport Tech acquisition.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm glad you brought that up. I mean, we have since 2009, we've been making acquisitions. I think in the neighborhood of somewhere 85 to 90 acquisitions we've made. And, through that process, we've really tried to increase our presence in the RV market. Again, to your point, 45 to 50%. It was much higher, about 5 years ago. But then really over the last six, 7 years, diversifying into some of these other markets. Kind of want to stress that even though we've diversified and we're diversified into these other markets, RV is still our, kind of our lifeblood. It's the core of what we've really built to start with. And we're continuing to, put our resources and our time and our efforts towards the RV market. That being said, we've found some very, valuable ways to diversify ourselves, not only from a financial standpoint, being in different markets that are up moving in different cycles, and gives us some flexibility, but also, looking across our markets and the innovations and the technology and engineering that we may have in some of our power sports divisions or our marine divisions, and how we can apply that to RV, or things we're doing in RV that we can apply to power sports. So it's really kind of exciting to see the collaborations that we have amongst our markets and our pillars. So it's something that I think is really good for us, not only in the main industries we serve, but the industries that we're getting into and getting a bigger presence in.
Jeff, among the more significant headlines here lately for Patrick Industries, which, by the way, has 85, Rick and I were going over this, 85 plus business units, 10,000 employees, 250 facilities, and is a significant realignment of senior management, which has directly impacted you. Tell us about the what I'm calling a realignment or changes in senior management at Patrick.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I don't know if I'd call it significant. I think it would be an realignment is definitely something that I would characterize it as. You know, if you start with me, you know, I've been working as president of the company for close to 3 years now. What we really wanted to do is, you know, even though I was working with the RV market before, is really kind of make sure that we understand exactly who's responsible for what areas of our company, and taking the expertise that we have and applying that towards the markets that we serve. So, you know, I'm going to continue to do a lot of the things that I have been doing, but really continuing to focus a lot more on the RVs themselves and the RV market. With Kip has been handling the housing as we've been, you know, over the last couple of years also. But as we've been getting heavier and heavier into power sports, he's been taking care of Progressive and Rockford. And with Sport Tech coming on, we really wanted to take somebody with his expertise and apply that to the market that we serve. With Rick Ranger.
Well, Kip, just real quick, Jeff, and when you say Kip, you're talking about Kip Ellis, I assume?
Yes, correct. Okay. Kip Ellis. Yeah. And then with Rick Ranger, yeah, that's okay. And with Rick Ranger, Rick has been in the marine industry for 40 plus years. So certainly his expertise and what's going on with that market, with the customers that he serves, makes perfect sense to kind of put him in that spot. As far as Hugo Gonzalez and Charlie Rader, you know, it's really kind of operational and sales excellence. Hugo has done a fantastic job in his leadership on the operations side, you know, really coming up from being on the floor. In 2006, we hired him as a supervisor, and now he's the chief operating officer of the company. So it's pretty exciting to see. But and then Charlie coming in and really, you know, his expertise on the sales side, they have a ton of flexibility to work across all of our markets. So they're working with myself, they're working with Kip, and they're working with Rick on any type of operational items we have or sales items. And it really gives our team a lot of flexibility, you know. So, you know, really beyond, you know, the team members I just mentioned, I mean, I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you beyond that, there's just an incredible amount of talent in our organization, you know, whether it's our VPs on the RV side, marine side, some of the housing and power sports guys that we've, you know, continued to rely on. They've done excellent work for us. And we're really excited about the, you know, kind of the bench strength that we have across the organizations. And this just gives us a way to focus on those markets in particular and really continue to drive excellence in those markets.
I have another headline that I want to explore. Was the development I'm reading here, the development of an advanced products evolution group. Now, what can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so I mean, innovation has been a big part of what we've looked at in all of our business units. So, you know, we've got 85 to 87 different business units. You know, they're all trying to excel in their product categories, let's say. What we wanted to do is we wanted to bring kind of some overarching product innovation into our business. So something where they can reach out to the RV engineers or power sports or the marine engineers and really come up with some, you know, product where we're packaging things together, where we're leveraging off of the excellence and the innovation we've come up in different product categories. So, and see how that equates across the board. So we're really excited about really bolstering that with some additional engineering capacity and strength. in both marine and RV, and really taking advantage of some of the engineering and innovation strength that we've picked up with some of the acquisitions we've done on the powersport side.
Is this Sherm, is this a time where we ask Jeff to take a step back and dust off the crystal ball and tell us what 2024 is going to look like?
There's still a crack in my crystal ball from 2023. So,
welcome to that club, right?
Yeah, I'm in that club for sure. We're always trying to remain as optimistic as possible about the markets that we're serving, whether it's RV, marine, power sports, and housing. From the RV standpoint, we're still waiting to see kind of how retail shakes out. We believe that the inventories are in line at the dealers. We believe the OEMs have done a fantastic job managing their production levels with the demand. I think we just need to continue to see what happens on the retail side to see if that can drive some wholesale production. And that's certainly we're primed and prepared and ready for that when and if that happens. Certainly, if you can tell me when interest rates are going to start coming back down a little bit, and inflation will subside even more than it has. Those things I believe are big components of whether or not we're going to see more retail demand. The interest rates are causing some pain on the payment side, and really on the retail or the dealer side with floor planning. So some of those things certainly could help, but we believe we're very well positioned. The capital structure we have in place to be able to flex up and down with customer demand and really get after it the minute that needs to happen. The innovation we've worked on since 2020, and I'm going to say innovation and automation in our plants, has really poised us to get us ready to be able to be right there for the next rebound and produce at a much higher level the minute we need to.
There seems to be a consistent theme in the comments I was reviewing that an upturn in the RV market is far more likely in the second half of 2024 than the first half. Is that true in your mind that that's the thinking?
Well, I think part of that thinking has to do with kind of what we're talking about with the interest rates. I think that when we see some of those things change in the interest rate environment, whether it's marine, RV, or housing, or even power sports, we believe that that is something that is going to get held off to the second half. So gives us some opportunity for some uplift in the second half. Certainly, depending on how selling season goes on the RV market and even the marine market, where we're getting into the show season in both.
Yeah.
If there's retail there, we certainly see the opportunity for some uptick in production levels at our OEM customers. So I'd like to say that maybe the second half feels a little bit better if there's some interest rate help and maybe some inflation help. But certainly we'd like to see something in the first half of the year as well, depending on how the shows go and what happens on the retail side.
Not to mention the elections. And I'm not mentioning the elections.
Is that going on? I didn't know that was going on.
I've heard some.
I thought the election's been going on for like the last 18 months. I don't know. It's all you ever hear about.
Unfortunately, you're right.
Rick, did you have something else before we?
No, I was going to bring in the election too. There's some people that say that things will turn around the first Wednesday in November.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not
I'm not
going to opine on that one way or another, and certainly not with Sherman around. I'm not going to opine on that one way or another.
No, be careful. Be careful. All
No,
right,
Jeff. Yeah, we thank you very much again for your time, and thanks, of course, Eric Sell for their continued sponsorship. If we don't see you soon enough, we'll see you coming up here pretty quick, I would imagine.
Yeah. So sounds good. Well, I appreciate it, and appreciate you guys having me on today and talking a little bit about Patrick and really talking about our team and what a great job they've done. So excited about the opportunities moving forward and what we're ready to do.
we appreciate it as well, man.
Yeah. Yep. Thank you.
You take care.